What's going on, world? You're now tuned into Starstruck Media. I'm Tango Tony, back with another episode of Insight. Today we have singer, songwriter, rapper. Welcome to the show, Daynin Michael. Woo! Okay, yeah, you know. Shit, I'm good, man. How you doing today?
Man, I'm good. Can't complain. I appreciate you having me on this.
Most definitely, man. Thank you for taking the time to chop it up with me. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So your last project, The Session, you dropped that back in the end of 2017, pretty much. Why has it been so long since you dropped the project?
It's been so long because I've just been working on the ins and outs and making sure that the next body of work that I put out there is just rolled out the right way. The session, although I really love the feedback that I got from it, I can't be honest with myself and know that it was more so like me being anxious, like I got all this music, I really want to put something out. I was letting a few people hear it, I was working with some good people on the phone, and it was just like, man, let's put this out. So, that's what I did, but, in hindsight, I got a chance to look at a lot of different things, a lot of different strategies of how I would like to work with the next project. So I just want to make sure when I gave it to the people this time, it's something they can really, really appreciate it. And since it's been a little bit of a gap in between, I just want to make sure I give them the best music that they possibly can get.
Yeah.
So they can see the growth.
I like that. Just myself as just a fan of music, I definitely appreciate when an artist takes their time with the project instead of just rushing out music just to put it out. So it's good to hear that.
And then even if you look at, I'm not trying to put myself in, the likes of certain people that I view as great, but at the same time, you want to make sure you put yourself up there with the same caliber of same expectations. But if you look at a lot of our greats, the J. Cole's, the Beyonce's, the Kendrick's, they might have a few space in between, before they put out that project. But then when you get a project from them, it's going to be well worth the wait. So I'm very confident that, with the music that I'm working on, the diversity of it, the growth of everything, once they get it, it's definitely going to be well worth the wait, for sure.
So as far as the next project, do you have a tentative release date in mind when you plan to drop that?
So I kind of wanted to keep up the same date thing that I wanted to do for the next single. Since I did the session towards in December, the end of December, I wanted to release a single towards the end of December. And I really want to push that single for a little while, but then after that, I just want to keep in y'all in the mouth with more and more singles back to back. And then as the fans catch up to what I have going on, or just the public, I don't want to say the fans, I always say that I'm working that, but as the public catches up to what I have going on, then I'll give them a full body and work on the project. For right now, I just want to give them singles, get a little sample, and then that way they can get the full project.
Now, do you already have a name for the project already, or that's still in the works?
I've had a couple that I was working with, but because most of the songs that I'm going to be putting out were songs that I was going to put on this album, it's more than likely going to be something different. So they might have to wait for that one. But in the meantime, trust me, the singles are going to be fire. They're nice and well-rounded. The vocals have got everything. So the one that's going to drop next month is called Flight Mileage.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's already got a good name to it. I like that. Okay, you probably talking about some shit on there, okay?
It's cool. It's a nice. I was thinking about dropping it in the summer for because it's kind of one of them tracks where just talking about traveling a little bit. Really more so. You meet a nice young lady who probably hasn't necessarily been treated the way she deserves to be treated, and it's just like you deserve to get away from so I want to get you in a place and take you away, show you some shit you never seen before. And with COVID and everything like that, with everybody being locked up and everything in the house, I'm pretty sure a lot of us want to travel right now. So I feel like it was pretty fitting. So I want to go with that one first.
Okay, I like that. It sounds like that single's right on time to just the overall vibe of the world. So hey, be on the lookout for that. Flight Mileage. All right, so let's take it back to the beginnings. So how did you really get into making music?
I got into making music when I got to college.
Okay.
Create when I say making music, I mean recording music, getting in the studio and stuff like that.
Right.
Officially in college, However, when I was in high school, me and my brother Calvin, we used to, well, not my biological brother, we would just go back to the same house, but we would be in the rooms, recording in the closets and stuff like that on the computers and everything like that. We had some real good tracks too, but officially in college. So I originally started off just wanting to be a songwriter. People behind the scenes, they make a lot of the most direct money, at least. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the people behind the scenes make the bulk of the money. So I was more interested in that because I wanted to be a career, something that would be able to sustain myself and take care of my family. And I'm still not necessarily, my yearn isn't necessarily to be in front of everybody all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of an introvert a little bit from that aspect. But when I got to college, I linked up with some good folks. My man Derek King, and he was starting to organize. Well, he was telling me about an idea. We actually started it together. But he was starting an organization. It was called College Kids, and basically it was about taking a talent or a skill and honing it and through hard work and dedication and creating a craft. And I was just letting him know, that's a dope idea. Just have this conglomerate of people, talented, dope individuals, you know what I'm saying, all in one organization. And, he was just asking me, what is it that you're doing? I'm like, I do a little bit of everything. I'm a musician. I rap right now. At that moment I rap, I do poetry. I can sing a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, but what I really want to do is just songwrite. And he's like, okay, well, before, we move forward, I got to hear something. So, so I spit up a couple of bars that I had written down. So I had like this journal full of all these just different lyrics, random songs. And afterwards, he was like, man, that's fire, bro. Like, you sure you don't want to be an artist or whatever? He was like, I mean, if you don't want to, you can write for me. And I was just like, yeah, no, I just want to write. So, I was just writing with him a little bit. We was in the studio. We had plenty of different artists that was in the group. Well, it wasn't a group, it was an organization party. And one day we was in the studio, I wrote part of this hook for one of the singers, and he was a little nervous in the studio, and it was crazy because he could sing, sing, you know what I mean? But he was nervous, and I'm coaching him up, like, nah, do it like this, you know what I'm saying? And then out of nowhere, he just like, man, why don't you get in there? Why don't you do it? I'm like, what? I'm like, what? I don't know about that. He's like, nah, you just get in there, you just do it. I'm like, all right, cool. So I get in there, I record it, and I mean, that playback, when they played it back, and I'm listening to it, I'm like, that's me? You know what I'm saying? And from there on, it was like, I had this it was like a secret. I was like, okay, I'm still remaining a songwriter, but in the back of my mind, I knew I wanted to record. Later on, within, the organization, a lot of the artists that was in the group, they started doing like solo projects because we had like a big group project that we did with all of us on one. We was kind of awesome. I don't want to embarrass anybody, was, trying to be on our little young money, cash money type of thing, you know what I'm saying? And we had like a group project, and everybody started working on a solo project. So then it was a perfect window for me to say, okay, well, let me try to work on something for myself. And I wrote and recorded my first single. It was called Moving On. And I started secretively playing for people. I'd be like, what y'all think about this song? I wouldn't tell them it was me. They listen to it and be like, yo, this is dope. Like, who is this? I'm like, it's me. They were like, no, it's not. You know what I'm saying? They didn't believe me. And from then on, when I started seeing the looks in people's eyes, and from then on, encouraged me to get on stage. And from then, it was just like, keep going.
Yeah. Yeah, like definitely. Like when I heard the session, I was like, man, like this definitely sounded like you could hit something you could hear on the radio, or just something that's just like real, like a big mainstream like R&B song. So I definitely got that vibe from you. So I was like, man, like who is this dude? So
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So that actually leads me to my next question. So like you have the voice, you got the look, the swag. I mean, and you've rubbed elbows with, I saw like you had something with Bobby Brown, Kenny Lattimore. You got a shout out from DJ Drama. So like, why isn't Daynin Michael more talked about?
To be honest, I blame myself for that. I can honestly blame myself for that. I mean, I just haven't really been consistent. You know what I'm saying? And this music is like a really what have you done for me? What have you done for me lately? Type of industry. And I feel like you can really be consistent with it. And I can honestly say, even through making the session, I've just been battling a lot of things with life, man. I can't even lie to you. So I feel like I'm in my own way with that. But that's what I'm looking to rectify moving forward. We're pushing out the singles. I have different plans and strategies how I want to do the rollout for each single, and then hopefully, going into the album, I feel like the awareness of who Daynin really is going to increase, and you're gonna see a big difference in that. Cause man, I've been fortunate with certain different things, and those moments, each one of those moments, have all been very, very inspiring, man. Like my first most inspiring thing that's ever, I think that happened for me, and I got to credit him for this, is a big shot. I was working at an event at Clark Atlanta University. I used to go to school there, and he did a concert there. And this is like finally famous, Big Sean. Like I'm talking about like, you know what I'm saying? As soon as when he was really, really getting big or whatever, and I was a huge fan. Followed him and read up and studied his story. And I'm working the event. Backstage, we set up a VIP thing where we had different people that was there to come in and sign different things. He was passing on different things, stuff like that. And I'm in line, and I ain't really have anything to sign. And I just got in line, and I'm thinking to myself, and da 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 da. And I don't know what compelled me to say it out loud, but I was like, I'm gonna rap for him. It was a camera dude. It was a cameraman. He was in front of me or behind me. I want to say he was right behind me, but he was like, "You gonna rap for him?" I'm recording. I didn't hear it. And I'm like, "All right."
You like,
This is kind of getting real, okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, okay, he gonna record me. Let's put me on the spot. Now I kind of gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? So I wait in line, and I get all the way up there to the front line, and then he just like, "What's up?" You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, "Yo, what's going on, Big Sean?" You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Man, look, that's like, I don't really have anything for you to sign or anything like that. I don't really have to just wait in this line because I wanted to just get the chance to spit some bars to you. I'm a young up-and-coming artist, and I just really want to put myself in the same position that you put yourself in when you rap for Kanye." And he was just like, "Man, I really respect that." And you know what I'm saying? But I got to finish signing the rest of these papers or whatever. And I'm like, "All right, that's cool. I'll wait for everybody to leave and do whatever you got to do." You know what I'm saying? But I just want to rap for you. So say less, you know what I'm saying? So step to the side, man. We over there in the cut. Whole time I'm over there freestyling with like saying tone and people that I didn't even recognize I was with until a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? And there's a couple of like different students and artists in there. We freestyle a little session. Security guard coming in, turn off the lights. He's like, "All right, everybody, it's time to wrap it up." Cameraman come running over to me. He like, "Man, I thought you said you was gonna rap for him." And I was just like, "All right, cool." He got security and everybody else trying to help him escort him out. I walk back up to him or whatever, and I'm just like, "Yo," and he like, "Huh?" And I can tell he probably forgot who I was for a second. You know, he kind of got on a little defense for a second. I was just like, "Can I spit for you?" And then he just waved his hand like this, and he was like, "Go." I started going, "Catch me if you can, I'm on the high rise." You know what I'm saying? I started spitting. And we walking, literally like walking out of that event, going into the back of the hallway, people pulling out their phones, the cameraman recording, my mans or whatever got it recorded on his phone in the cut. We going outside, stop in the middle of the hallway, and then afterwards I say my last bar or whatever, and he was just like, "Yo, that was banging, yo. That was banging. You got any music?" Crushed me, right? At the time, this is like literally when I first started recording my own single. Mind you, I was just writing for the different artists that was in our organization. I didn't have any music at all, nothing to give me, a website, nothing. You know what I'm saying? I started stuttering. I'm like, "Well, I got a website I'm working on." I'm stuttering. You can tell he's a little disappointed. I'm like, on the whim, I'm like, "Yo, can I send something to your email or something?" I think I said, "Can I send it to your email or whatever?" And he gave me his email on the fly, man. And you know what I'm saying? Gave me his email, and I'm just email that joint like every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the wild, crazy thing about the story, anybody watching this interview, man, I just want to encourage y'all. Never let anything or anybody, even yourself, discourage you from what you and what God has for you, man. Because that one inkling of doubt, man, will mess up and throw off everything completely. Trust me when I say this. And the reason why I say this is because I got the footage from that cameraman. I put that footage up in less than a week. I had 80,000 views on it. Next time I go in there, I had 120,000 views on that video of me rapping. So when I came back and seen it the second time, I had 120,000 views on it. The first time that I'm looking through the comment section, I'm like, man, it's hundreds of comments in this before, and I've never had nothing like that before. I never even put nothing out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking through the comments, and I'm seeing all these great comments too, man. And they're like, do we see the next good music artist? That's my man. I go to school, man. Can't wait till we see you on the BET Awards. All of these positive things. I let one comment, brother. I let one comment throw me over, man. It was just one comment said, he did his thing, but how you not gonna have no music for Big Sean?
Oh, man. Just deflated you.
Oh, my God. When I say it felt like a stab to the gut, man. Like, nothing else mattered. And I was just, like, so upset. I was so pissed. And I let it motivate me, but I thought I let it motivate me the wrong way because I did get a little discouraged about it. Not like I will never be Big Sean again, but I got discouraged like, damn, how didn't I have no music on me or nothing like that? You know what? I'm working on this album. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this down. And then when I put out the album, right before I put it out, I'm going to put this back up and use it as promotions for the album. Brother, I took that video down, and when I say to this day, it may have 1,200 views on it, maybe. You know what I'm saying? In comparison to 120,000 plus views. And that was just in a week. So imagine if I'd left that thing up for a year.
Yeah.
That was viral before I knew what viral was. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that all to say, man, don't let anybody discourage you, man. That was my first real ticket. And I feel like to this day, I feel like what God has for me, no one can take away. But I do feel like I did impede on my own progress with that, not standing in my own way and allowing somebody else's comments to make me feel like I had to prove something. I had to try to show something. You don't have to prove anything to anybody but yourself, man. Stay on your path and stay encouraged.
Hey, that's real right there. You just dropped a lot of gems there too. Like, especially like, you know, I feel like that's advice that anybody could just take in life. Like, you don't even got to be a creative or in music, just life period. Like, you should never let somebody deter you from your greatness. You know what I'm saying? You said you were emailing Big Sean like every day. Did he ever get back to you? Or
I never did get any feedback back from him, man. You know, I'm gonna DM him today and see what happens.
Right? Hey, you never know.
You never know, man. But I did take a little while to start DMing because, like I said, I didn't have any music immediately. But then as I started recording some more stuff, then I kind of tried to, reach back afterwards. To be honest, what I think really did happen was that because he was saying it out loud as I was writing it down and taking it down in my phone. That's what it was. And I think because that part was on the video, in my heart of hearts, I can't prove this. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like because you could hear him, it was in the video, him saying his email, all the 100,000 people that seen it, probably started like emailing him back to back to back, and now it's like kind of blocking my own blessing with that, man. But it's lessons. I was a young boy, for real, man. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And then it was the same way with Bobby Brown, man. You know what I'm saying? I was at work when I met Bobby Brown, man. I used to do this thing called Singing with Daynin. And I was broke. Man. I was hurt. Serious. I was homeless.
Man.
I was going through some stuff, man. And out there in Atlanta, and I came up with this idea. I was like, man, you know what? I don't really have any other way of how I'm gonna try to get my music out to all these different people. So you know what? I'm gonna just go around everywhere that I go, and I'm gonna sing to people randomly, right on the spot. I'm gonna take my phone out, and I'm gonna record their reaction. And I'm gonna just say, hey, my name is such and such, and then I was singing with Daynin, and I thought XYZ. I would literally go up to random people in the grocery store, on buses, I'm talking about trains, everything, and just be like, hey, yo, my name is Daynin. I'm an upcoming singer-songwriter. And it's funny, too, at the time, I wasn't even going by Daynin. I was going by D-Lyric before I was going by Daynin. They just spelling out the D-L-Y. You know what I'm saying? But But then I started going by Daynin later on, and Daynin Michael. And I just started going around singing for people. So I used to always do this thing. So fast forward when I'm working at the valet, he was right on P Street. He was coming out of a restaurant, and he was with his family and all these different folks. I walked right up to him. The same thing I've been doing with all these different individuals. Literally did the Bobby Brown. Said, yo, can I sing for you? I started singing I Believe I Can Fly by R. Kelly. And in the midst of me singing, Bobby Brown started singing with me.
Yeah.
We posted out, he singing with me. And then we finished one of the little parts. He dapped me up. I'm talking about this man hugged me like I was his nephew or his son or something, you know what I mean? And it was just moments like that, man. I got a couple of stories like that where along the way, it was confirmation, stamping like, you're on the right path, man. Just don't give up.
Yeah. As far as inspirations, who would you say inspired you to really like be on this path?
I'm probably say my father more than anything. More than anything. Because growing up, I didn't really believe in myself like that. You know what I'm saying? And for a long time, I doubted myself. My brother Calvin, I was telling you about, we used to ride around the car with my father, and then, he would be freestyling a lot. He would freestyle rapping. And at the time, I used to say Calvin was my favorite rapper. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. My man was nice. You know what I'm saying? Still is. And I would kind of jump in there every now and then, but I wouldn't really like try to go off. You could see that I was reserved, and I'm holding off on him. And then my father one day pulled me to the side. He was like, "Man, I'm not telling you this just because you're my son. You can really rap, man. Like, you can really write. You got something." So I started doing it more. And that's when I just kept writing and writing and writing. And if he would have never encouraged me to do that, I don't know if I would have ever kept. I would never got to the point where I was recording in that closet. I would never got to the point where I had that journal full of lyrics, and I would have met. You know what I'm saying? It laid the blueprint for everything else moving forward. So I appreciate him encouraging me, especially coming from my father. You know what I'm saying? When I was growing up, that man was like the sergeant in the house. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never think I could ever do anything to make that man happy.
Oh man.
To have a skill or a trade, you know what I mean, that it was like he stamped, it was like, all right, I got something. If this make him, if he can tell me that it's good, it must be something decent. So
hey, well, shout out to Pops, you know. Fathers are important. Hey.
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So who would you say are your top 5 R&B singers of all time?
Top 5 R&B singers of all time. Ooh.
Dead or alive, it don't matter.
Oh, sheesh. All right, let me really go in my bag real quick. Hold on. Let me go in my bag. Not in any order. Well, you know what? I take that back a little bit because my number one, like, granted, I'm saying music.
Yeah.
Shoot me down.
Nah, this is your list.
This is my list.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody tell me about my list. R. Kelly to me, man, was my favorite growing up. Just writing wise, like that man could write anything. You know what I'm saying? Don't have R. Kelly. You don't have A Fortune by Maxwell. You don't have certain songs by Whitney Houston. The man is written for Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
not even his, musically, R. Kelly, man, was really that one for me. He got gospel records. He had songs where he's singing about his mother, uplifting women, just his different struggles, happy people. So versatile, man.
Yeah.
And you got tracks where he's yodeling. You know what I'm saying, on tracks. So it's just like, man, the range of his voice, seeing him live, his penmanship, versatility, it's just like, I gotta put R. Kelly up there, man. I'm sorry, I can't never take that away from his music. I love Smokey Robinson. For his pen, same reason. Without Smokey, it's not a couple of songs from Temptations and everybody that was under that Motown, you know what I'm saying, pillars. So it's just like, I got a lot of love for Smokey. I love Donnell Jones.
Okay.
Donnell Jones is a great one, man. he has my same birthday. My mother used to really love him. I used to really listen to Daynin Jones a lot, man. Another person was Parrish crazy. So I got R. Kelly, got Smokey Robinson, got Daynin Jones. All the time. Shoot. See, I kind of want to throw Luther Vandross in there. I want to throw Luther in there because Big Luke. You know what I'm saying? I like Big Luke. And then the last one, I'm going to go with somebody who inspired me and like growing up, John B. John B was another person who can really, really write. But, you know what I'm saying? But just for honorable mention, man, I want to give a shout out to Jaheim. I want to give a shout out to Anthony Hamilton. I want to give a shout out to Maxwell. I want to give a shout out to who else? I'm missing somebody. Even Craig David. You know what I'm saying? Just different artists that like not necessarily the most popular ones or whatever, but I really listen to these folks. You know what I'm saying? I love me some Maxwell. I love. I was real big on Case growing up a little bit. Oh, you know who I can put in there? And I don't know who I can, I don't know if I can post time for 6 Joe. Joe does not get his credit at all. All the things, Good Girls, man, Joe is a beast, man, and sings amazing live. And last one I lied. There's so many, man. You didn't Jesus. You got Joe. Man, you got people like I just had him in my head. I don't want to forget him. Please don't forget. Oh, got it. Shout out that boy Mario.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He might have one of the best vocals, and to be honest, he was one that kind of laid that foundation for them youngins that was coming out. Man, boy was like 13, 14 years old, and you know what I'm saying. And I don't think without him, Mario, respectfully, because I love CB and I love Trey, but without Mario, I don't know if they would necessarily be that lane for the Chris Brown and the Trey Songz that come and follow right after him. So I love me Mario, Chris Brown, Trey Songz for sure. I gotta give a shout out to Trey Songz a lot too, man, because a lot of people listen to my music, you know what I'm saying, have always compared me to him respectfully. They say that that's who I favor a lot with my vocals. And I know that I've listened and studied a lot of Trey Songz. And just cause, shout out Troy Taylor, man, because I used to just study how they used to practice with each other in the studio and the different videos and stuff, man. So yeah, I know I gave you more than 5, but I just feel like, you know, had a chance of respect to like a lot of people.
Hey man, a lot of heavy hitters on there. Like you really sound like you a student of the game, so I like that. Yeah. Sure. So as far as a dream collaboration, if you could have access to like your dream artist to make a song with, who would it be?
Dream artist. I don't know if I have a dream artist, man. I can't even lie to you. I would like to get in the studio like a Jonte Austin. I would love to get in the studio like Troy Taylor. I would love to get in the studio with Sean Garrett, Rico Love, I would say. I'm gonna go with Rico.
Rico, okay.
Yeah, because I just want to get in there with somebody who I feel like would be able to push me and make me really write, like dig in my songwriter's bag. For real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's those. I would say something like that. Even though they once upon a time or currently, you know, still do make music themselves. They're not necessarily artists, more behind the scenes of producers and songwriters. But I would love to work with them.
What is your legacy, music and entertainment? So that's like your media and entertainment company, pretty much.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I made it my goal when everything was going on with COVID. I was like, man, I want to start doing LLC. I mean, it was my goal before that, but that downtime was really like a lot of inspiration. I mean, you know, it was inspiration. Man, you got to go for it. It's good. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to own something. And but WRYL was really it's like a mantra that I say to myself as a reaffirmation, where I'm just like, What is your WIF? What is your legacy? Question mark. Like, what is your legacy? When you're no longer here, what's going to speak for you when you're no longer here to speak for yourself? And it has so many different departments to it. Of course, definitely has the music and entertainment side, the writing side, publishing. But I also, my goal is to do nonprofit with it as well. I want to get into these different middle schools, high schools, and tap into these students. And I want to just talk to the youth, really, and really just encourage them to ask themselves that question. Even if they don't know it at the moment, my biggest goal with WIYL, not even just the youth, but people in general, I want to ask, like, what is your legacy? What's going to speak for you when you no longer need to speak for yourself? If I can get people to start thinking about that, I feel like more people going into college or after graduation of high school, they would be able to have a better idea of it, and they would have a path that they're trying to go through. Like for myself, to be honest with you, the only reason why I went to college because I thought that was the rite of passage. I thought it was the right thing to do. Next, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you graduate high school, now it's time to go to college. But if I thought about it some more, I might have been like, you know what, let me see some different routes that I can go. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a skill, whether it's a trade, whether it's college, whether it's whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? I want to encourage people to think about what it is that they want to leave behind. You know what I'm saying? Your legacy is the only thing that's going to speak for you. So, your legacy.
Hey, that's powerful. That is, because I definitely agree. Like, our generation, like our parents' generation definitely pushed us into school. Like, they kind of made it seem like if you wanted to be successful, you kind of had to go to college. But now we know, like, as adults, like, there's so many different ways to, like, be successful. You don't have to go to school. So, hey, that's powerful right there.
And I encourage anybody who wants to go to school, you know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking college at all.
Oh, no, yeah.
The same way I don't think that you were either, you know what I'm saying? But it's just different routes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And if you want to, whether it's your trade, whether it's some type of skill, whether it's your own LLC, whether it's, whatever it may be, we want people to think about that. One major thing that my father he used to ask me all the time, what you want to do when you grow up? And I feel like that's the only reason why I had some type of idea, because I still come up with different ideas. You know what I'm saying? It was still like a journey for me figuring certain things out, but I don't think that I ever would have even had like an inkling of what I wanted to do if I never started asking myself that question. So that's why I, in turn, want to turn around and ask the youth the same type of questions and hopefully initiate some different internships, some hands-on work where they can get their feet wet and figure it out a little bit more in the internship.
Okay. So yeah, definitely congrats on, getting that started. As far as the label, do you have any artists or producers signed to you right now?
So not anyone signed to me at the moment, but I do have some people that I'm working with heavily. Shout out to Tommy, produced by Tommy, Crankington. Those are the two main producers that I work with heavy. There's a lot of different people, Chella, Robin. I work with quite a few people just consistently, but as of right now, what I'm saying, my biggest goal is I want to sign myself, and I just really want to go that big independent route and have something to bring to the table if I ever do get that opportunity where I sit down with a label and just have something more to bring to the table.
Yes, that's important, having that structure in place, because I mean, like I watch $1 million worth of game. I don't know if you know. Wallow sometimes he says the paperwork makes the paperwork. So that's key that you already hip to that. So that's what's up. So,
but before I gotta thank people like Kevin Shine for that. Mm-hmm. There's a gentleman I met his name Kevin Shine. He's worked for Def Jam. He's worked for a lot of multiple different people. I mean, y'all can just do your own research on him. And he was like a mentor to me in regards to his music. He really pushed me as well with my writing when I was in Atlanta. And he has a writing, it's called writing sessions. So any young up-and-coming artists that are out there, if you're looking for a organization and almost like a family where you can go to, you can hone in on your craft, look up writing sessions with Kevin Shine. And that was somebody who definitely, not just the music, but he would bring a lot of these different logos and different people from behind the scenes, and we would have these different seminars with them all the time, and they would tell us about owning your masters. They can tell us about, the importance of split sheets in the studio, so you can document the percentage of who is credited to what. It would tell us about, your CSR codes and your codes that you need in order to attach to the music, and just important things. Songwriting organizations. A lot of people don't know about CSAC, ASCAP, and BMI, and different ways of how you can get your royalties and just different things like that. He's making all of the business side of it make sense. So, in order to make that paperwork, you gotta have your paperwork. You gotta have that paperwork to make your paperwork.
Hey, okay, you dropping gems. Oh, okay. All right. So, where do you see yourself in a year?
In a year?
Yeah.
Oh man. By the end of next year, man, I see me on tour.
Okay.
I see me, and by the end of the year, I see a single on the radio. And then next year, I see a single on the radio. I see me either headline or opening up for somebody's big tour. I see me taking bigger steps towards, like, I guess what you can call the little things, but I would want to say like the foundational things, where it's like more tangible items, like the posters and tangible items that I can pass out and stick on your walls and your windows and everything like that. From heavily marketed is what I see. And merchandise. I see just me taking a bigger step from a business aspect versus let me just put this music out and then promote it on Instagram. Now I'm gonna put down this leg work, and even if I gotta do it out the trunk, even if I gotta do some things on my own, I see me really laying down the groundwork. I don't want to just skip that phase. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I see for me all this year is me laying out that groundwork, and then by the end of next year, your boy gonna be on some major platforms saying, "I got you guys open that."
Hey, I believe it. It's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, stay tuned for that. So you kind of already answered this a little bit earlier, but let's say someone's they're just starting out. They're at that starting point. Like, what single piece of advice would you give to someone who's just starting out, like singing or writing or whatever they're doing? What would you say to them? Like, if you give them one nugget, one gem, what would it be?
I would say make a plan and believe in that plan. And stick to the plan. I mean, sounds simple. You know what I mean? There's a couple other things that I can kind of say behind that, but I would say make a plan, believe in that plan, and stick to the plan. As I first started off, I feel like my consistency has been my issue up to this point. I feel like you gotta stay consistent. You know what I mean? And so if you have before you get on the road, if we was about to go somewhere that we've never been before, like what's a place you've never been? Have you ever been to California?
Yeah. So let's
have you?
Boston. I don't know.
Boston? All right, cool. So if you was about to leave and get on the road right now and go to Boston, one of the first things that you may need on that road trip is what?
Shit, how to get there?
How to get there. You need a map. So I would say that plan for that young artist is your map. So write out your plan, man, and figure out that's how you want to get to your destination, number one. Then number two, I would say believe in that plan, pray on it, and then stick to that plan regardless of what may happen, because you're going to fail. You're going to waste your money. You're going to deal with janky promoters. You're going to have friends that don't believe in you. You might have family that don't believe in you, but as long as you believe in yourself, then that's all that matters. Just stick to the plan and trust the process.
Daniel Michael dropping gems all interview. Okay. Kind of like a little masterclass going on. So why should people listen to Daynin Michael? Like, what sets you apart from any other singer or artist, writer?
What sets me apart is I say my versatility more so than anything. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I feel like what sets me apart, I mean, I don't know if it necessarily sets me apart, but I'll just say why you should listen to me is because I'm really somebody that's really getting it from the mud. I'm really somebody that's getting it from the bottom, like, and really starting from the bottom, working my way towards the top. I'm somebody that's very, very relatable. and I put a lot of that relatability into my music. A lot of my early on music with my rapping was more motivational and, you know, inspiring, and then it kind of got into the R&B. So R&B was more like a sexy, sensual lane and everything like that. And then with the music I'm working on now, it's kind of a conglomerate of all of that plus a little bit more. So I feel like no matter what it is that you're going through your day, whether you're trying to get pumped up for your basketball game or boxing match, you got some music for that. If you're trying to set the mood for your lady, best believe I got some music for that. You know what I'm saying? If you're going through something, I have some music for that. And I just think, you know, support the real. You know what I'm saying? I'm somebody who's really genuine, somebody who really care. And I'm somebody that once I do get to the level that I know that I'm gonna get to, I'm really somebody who's going to reach back and make sure that I continue to lift as I climb. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like support somebody like that, somebody who wants to put back into not only their community, but just their communities in general. You know what I mean? As I stated earlier, I've been through a lot of different things. My story is not the worst story, because I know that I have to be humble and realize that there's so many different people that have it worse than me. But you're talking to somebody who went to college, got kicked out of college, not because he couldn't afford it, but I mean, not because he wasn't good at his grades, but because he couldn't afford it. He got the locks changed on his door, was pushed into adulthood, trying to figure his stuff out, had a spot, lost the spot, was homeless, worked his way back into his spot, worked his way back into school, started his own business organization, started from the ground up on the streets, really running into these different peoples and running through these radio stations, passing out the CDs, driving down the street, throwing CDs out the window. I mean, like, this is somebody who really, really is passionate about this and really, really means this. So I feel like you should support the rap. Support the rap.
I like that. Yeah, your work ethic is definitely. You don't really see that much anymore. Like, because nowadays people just post something online and just sit back and expect their career to just take off. And I mean, in some cases that does happen, but for the most part, you really got to put that legwork in and really hit the ground and, you know, be in people's faces. So, hey, salute to you for that. Any final remarks at all before we wrap it up?
Absolutely, man. I wanted to say, number one, thank you for having me on the show.
Hey,
you know,
okay.
I really appreciate the interview. It's nothing but love right here on Starstruck.
Hey, okay.
But if you haven't yet, Daynin Michael, all media platforms, Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, you name it. Type in Daynin Michael and the music will pop up. We got the session that's out there right now. Even if you go on YouTube, I got a couple covers that I did. Check out my cover, The Girls Need Love. Shout out to Summer Walker. So my cover that I did to On the Way by Janae Aiko. I got a lot of original music out there. Just check me out. Like, really, really follow me at It's Daynin Michael. It's ITSDAYNINMICHAEL. You know, it's
you heard it here first, Daynin Michael. You know, be sure to check him out. Links to his social media accounts will be in the description, so show him some love. Flight mileage dropping soon. Yeah, man. I'm Tango Tony. You know what I'm saying? And we signing out.
Yeah.
Hey.